Howdy yompers, off back out for another yomp. Still 10 kilo, still about 3 kilometres. That's what I've kind of got the time for in the morning. I'm out yomping. Last night, mate, I watched a documentary. It was on it was a BBC one. Boo BBC. But it was about Loaded. It's a Loaded magazine. It was only made last year. It's all the behind the scenes of what went on, how absolutely wild it was. So lad culture. I think in the last yompers I was talking a bit about lad culture and how I think it should come back. Now definitely in the 90s, the Loaded boys, they were quite excessive with it. It was all drugs, drink, and all that kind of jazz, and mental breakdowns by the look of it. So that is definitely something which is kind of in the rear view mirror. But I do think that with things that's happening now, with men kind of being like underrepresented in the sense of everything's classed as like toxic masculinity. I'm just turning around and walking back up. Men have kind of lost their identity, haven't they, a little bit? Like working class men, definitely, and that's where the lad culture comes from. So I definitely think there's something about bringing that back in some kind of format. And I think Men Said is the format. Some digital magazine, I think I said last time. So yeah, I think it's time to start powering on with it. I really do. I think it's a good opportunity. Maybe it's not so much of the drugs and stuff. Maybe it's leave that in the past. But I think from everything else, I definitely think it's time to bring out the lads. Yeah. I think the one thing you've seen with the kind of like the protests, and you've seen now with the rise of reform, you can see that working classes are not represented by anybody. The media and government and policy have went insanely woke all the way to the very, very far left, and it's left normal people behind, like really not understanding like what's happened. I'm one of them. So I think a bit of a resurgence in lad culture with a modern twist. Yeah, I don't think you would have had any yompers in the 90s. Fitness probably wasn't as big as it is now, in gym brohood and all that. And that is definitely something which is to be added to it. But otherwise, everything else is still pretty much golden. So give me a follow, give me a like, drop some comments. This is definitely something that's going to start taking off. Join in, be with us.